Good morning, guys. Today I want to share my pattern for this simple cross ornament. You can see you can do it in any color that you would like. I'm doing mine in spring colors with it being Easter week. I'm making mine for hanging ornaments. If you want to use it for an applique, you could leave the little hoops off of it. If you want to hang it on a car, in your car, you could add maybe 10 to 15 more chains and hang that in the car. I think with Easter week and Good Friday, the cross is a very significant representation for me as a Christian, what it means to me, Jesus going to the cross and dying on the cross for me. So let's get started on this pattern. I'm using Mainstays yarn. I had bought this yarn at Walmart, $2.44 a skein. As you can see, I ran out of yellow, so I don't have any yellow. I used a 3.0 millimeter hook, and you will need scissors and a tapestry needle just for weaving your ends, and 2 stitch markers that I'll show you for what as we get into it, what you need those for. This pattern is very quick to make. I think as each season changes, I'm going to make it in different colors. I think it'd be pretty in Christmas colors, fall colors, summer colors, just whatever you want to make it in. So let's get started. Now, of course, with the 3 millimeter hook, the cross measures about 4.5 inches long and 3 inches across. So if you can see that, so it's about 4 inches in length and 3.5 inches, or 4.5 inches long, 3 inches across. So that's using a 3 millimeter hook. So first we're going to slip stitch join. Now I have the written pattern is already up on my blog. You can find that at rilla2u.blogspot.com, and that's RILLA, the number 2, the letter U, .blogspot.com. So let's get started here. First, we want to chain 4. Now we're going to work 3 single crochet stitches. Chain 1 and turn. And you're going to continue to do this until you get to row 14. The only reason you stop at row 14, I'm hoping I'm staying in. So you're going to keep doing 3 stitches back and forth with the chain 1 at the end of each row, and then stop at row 14, and that is so you can add a stitch marker in the first and last stitch at row 14. And then you will continue with row 15, 16, 17, and 18, and then fasten off. Now, I'm going to go ahead and move forward here. So you see where I placed the first stitch marker. That's where I'm going to insert my hook there, and I'm going to remove the stitch marker, and I'm going to slip stitch join and chain 1. Now into that same stitch, side stitch, I'm going to single crochet 1, and that was in row 14. So now I'm going to go to row 13, the side stitch, and do a stitch, a single crochet stitch, and in row 12, so 3 stitches. So I made 3 stitches on that side. 1, 2, 3. Turn. Now I like to turn this weaved in, the tail here, up and work it in my stitches here too, just to secure that tail. But you will, chain one, and then single crochet in each stitch across, 3, so it's 3 stitches across. So that's row 2. Chain 1. Now you're ready to snip the tail. So that's 2 completed rows. And we are going to complete 5 rows. 3, chain 1. And 5. And when I complete a row, I like to chain 1 before I trim off for the tail. And I'm also going to go ahead and snip that tail. Pull that through. Okay, now we're ready to work on the opposite side. So we're going to insert our hook into that 14th row on the opposite side and do the same thing we just did. And we will make 3 stitches for row 1 and then complete 5 rows. So let's join this and chain 1. Now single crochet in that same space. So there's 1. 2 and 3. Ooh. Chain 1 and turn. That's row 2. Now if you see here, for single crochet, I'm just going in my stitch, grabbing the yarn, pulling it through. And let's do the last row. Go through, loop over. Now, this time, once I do chain 1, we will not fasten off. What we will do, now we're going to work a border. Let me go ahead and snip that. We're going to single crochet around the cross. And in each corner stitch, we're going to place 2 single crochet stitches. So here we go. So, but for this one, we'll start with 1 because when we come back around, we'll finish with a single crochet in this stitch to make the 2. So now here's 1 stitch and 2 stitches. So there's a turning stitch there. So now we're going to work in number 4, row 4 stitch, row 3, row 2, and here is row 1. So there's our stitch. Now we're going to turn and do, there was 15, 16, 17, and row 18. Now we will do 2 stitches on that corner, 1 stitch, and then 2 stitches. Now we'll turn here and just continue working a single crochet in each stitch, in each side stitch, which sometimes isn't easy. It does take a little work working into the side stitches, but it will give a pretty finish to our cross. And then 2 stitches in the corner. And now I'm going to go ahead and work that tail in my stitches just to secure it. And now we will work down this side. In each stitch, we will place a stitch. Now 2 stitches, 1 stitch, and 2. And again, doing the, you could opt to not do this part, but I think doing a single crochet border around gives it a nice, smooth finish to your piece. And we are about to almost be finished here. And let's start with and 5. And that 5th one made the 2 stitches for that corner. Now we will chain 1 and snip it off. Now if you see how quick the cross was to make, now these 2 ends are ready to snip off because I had already worked them into the stitches while I was doing it. Now, if you wanted to use that as an applique, then of course you would just make your tail longer and applique. But I'm making mine as ornaments, so I'm joining, I want to join the yarn at the top right here, and just join your yarn in and chain 20. Now, if you wanted to make this to hang in your car, you would probably want to do 30 to 35 chains. And now we're going to join the yarn. You'll see I put it in this top right. So I'm going to join it over here in this third. So skip a stitch and into this stitch. Slip stitch through that. Chain 1. And now it is finished. Only thing left to do is weave your ends, and you will get a pretty cross. You could add beads on this. You could use puff paint, maybe put faith or write love or pray. I sort of like faith, putting faith on there, or love going across here. But you could do that. You could probably do several different things to decorate it. I've not tried anything. If you do, I'd love to know what you do. But this is just my simple cross ornament pattern. And again, you can find the written pattern, the PDF ad-free pattern, on my blog at rillatoyou.blogspot.com. And I hope you enjoyed this simple video of how to make a cross ornament. Thanks and have a great day.